Hello, everyone. Hello. I hope you all can hear me. I hope you all can hear me. I'm trying to wait to see if somebody's going to go live. I hope. Let's see. Let's see. Come on in. Come on in. Come on into my live. Let's see. I'm waiting. Yeah, okay. I got somebody in here. I'm going live. This is Small Talk with Lakeisha. I hope that everyone is having a super great Saturday because I am. I had a lovely Saturday on today. Everything was, fine. I went out shopping earlier today and I enjoyed myself and came on back in the house and watched a little bit of TV and now I'm relaxing and I said I'm just gonna go live. So I hope everyone come on into my live and I want to chit chat. Yes, I want to chit chat. I said I have a topic that I want to speak on. Um, I know I just been seeing everybody and everyone live, and I've been saying for the longest that I was gonna come on live, but I just didn't have time to. And plus, I'm just getting over being sick. I've been sick for a couple of weeks and I kept putting it off, but I finally went to the ER and now I feel so much better. I feel so much better. So I just hope that some more people come on to my live to make sure that I'm on here right. If someone can speak, tell me hi so I know if I'm able to see my chat. So I hope as everyone comes in that you all will speak. So I'll make sure that that I can see everyone in the chat. Okay, great. Hi, Teresa, how you doing? I hope you're having a great Saturday. I said that I was going to come on live today. Are you able to hear me good, Teresa? Are you able to hear me good? Because I'm on a different device. So I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me okay. So I'm hoping everyone is good to hear you feeling. Yes, I'm feeling so much better. I've been so sick with I guess with the weather changing and everything, and it's just been real hectic for me. And like I said, I had to go to the hospital. My family, well, it was getting on me. They was like, "You better go to the hospital and see about yourself." So I finally went to the hospital, and I promise I feel 100% better. I've been really sick, and I've been coming on, just in everybody live and just trying to interact with people going live so I could feel much better. And I'm just glad that the Lord was able to heal me. Because I tell you, I had a real bad stomach virus. I don't know if it was something that I ate. I don't know what it was, but it did me bad. I could not hold anything on my stomach at all. I went to the emergency room. Them people had me in there from 9 o'clock all the way 9 o'clock that morning to 6 o'clock in the evening. They did not want to let me go, and I thought sure that they was going to keep me. And I was so scared because they kept running test after test after test on me, and I thought they was going to keep me. But thank you, I'm so glad that they didn't. Hey, Lakeisha Bass, how are you on this Saturday? White Swan, how are you doing on this Saturday? I hope that everyone had a great Saturday. Well, it's having a great Saturday. I put it like that. I'm just waiting for some more people to come on because the topic that I'm going to talk to you on, hopefully you all can see the topic that I want to talk on today. Um, it was a really growing up as a child. Hey, Toy G, how you doing? How you doing on today? Good afternoon to you too. Yes, like I was saying, the topic that I want to speak on. Hey, Leslie, how you doing on today? I'm glad you all are coming in. Come on in, everyone, because this topic, I don't know if people on here is going to be able to relate to what I'm saying, but it's just something, growing up as a child, seeing certain things, and, as I got to be an adult, I always said as a child that I was not going to meet anyone or date anyone that, was an alcoholic, having, the first sign that I get that you are an alcoholic, I had no dealings with you because growing up as a child in my household, my stepdad was an alcoholic and it did something to me as a child. And I always said, when I grow up, I'm not going to go through this. I'm not going to be, put my kids, through growing up with an alcoholic being in my household. Being in my household. And like I said, I don't know if anyone would be able to relate to what went through as a child, but I, just hope that people, would speak out on things that took place with them as a child. Because I know I did. I've always did. I'm the type of person that I really don't keep, things bottled down in me. I've always been the type of person that express myself and let people know how I feel. So I said, I was like, okay, this will be a good subject to talk on today. I just want to see did anyone else go through a similar situation to what I went through? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get to the topic. I'm gonna go ahead and discuss it. Growing up, um, my mom and my stepdad, um, I didn't really find out that my stepdad was an alcoholic probably until I got like in the third grade. Hey Gloria, how you doing? I hope that you're having a great Saturday. Like I said, I did not realize that my stepdad was really an alcoholic until I got like in the third grade. And then to make it even worse, um, we moved. We moved because we had like land, um, and it was on that land. It was my mom house, my grandmother house, and my auntie house. So my mom, hi, the life of Patricia Steve, how you doing? I'm discussing growing up with my dad, my stepdad being an alcoholic, and I was saying that growing up, my mom, my aunt, and my grandmother, all of them stayed. We have land, and all of them had a house on the land. And when I got like in the third grade, my mom decided to move. So we moved on a whole nother side of town. And me and my sister, my older sister, we really didn't want to move because we were so used to staying down there with my auntie and my grandmother. And so when we moved on that night, I'll never forget that night. It was raining, and I mean, me and my sister was crying because we did not want to move. So that particular night, my stepdad, he was drunk. He was drunk that night, and I mean, him and my mom was arguing, and me and my sister crying because we wanted to stay down there where we was used to staying. Come to find out, okay, um, that's when I realized that my stepdad was an alcoholic because we had a bar. Now, we don't need a bar in our house because my my stepdad, he drunk just about on the weekends. It was ridiculous. And the thing about it, y'all, he did not drink Monday through Monday through Thursday. And he was what is a functional alcoholic. That what he was. He was a functional alcoholic because he would drink starting that Friday and the whole weekend. When Sunday evening came, he kind of slacked up because he knew he had to go to work that Monday morning. So he would not drink. He would not drink, I'll say Monday through Thursday. He did not drink. Holidays, and weekends was when he would get drunk. And the type of drunk he was the type of drunk that liked to argue, disturb the house, just argue. It wasn't no fighting between him and my mother. It was mainly just so much arguing. And so um I would cry because the arguing would get so bad until me and my siblings, we were nervous and scared. And I used to cry and say, I'm not going to be like this when I grow up. I'm not going to date anyone that's an alcoholic. And it was a lot of things that I did not understand. On the weekend, my older sister and I, we wouldn't let no, my mom wouldn't let none of our friends come over to our house because we knew that he was going to act up. We knew that he was going to show his behind. Then on top of that, like I said, we had a doggone bar in our house and we had every type of drink, alcoholic beverages there was. And so I always used to say, Mom, why do we have this bar in here? Because all he gonna do is drink up everything behind the bar. As soon as he drink up everything, he go back out and buy more. So it was getting really, really bad. And my mom was with him for I think like 13 years they was together. And she finally, I guess, after all those years, she finally decided to get rid of him. They were never married, but like I said, it was my stepdad. He had my brother. That was my brother dad and my baby sister dad. And like I said, after 13 years, she finally got rid of him. And when I tell you my whole household changed, everything was so different. So as the years went by, um, he became very sick. And when they took him to the emergency room, they were saying that it was his liver. And if he did not stop drinking, that he was going to eventually pass away. And he did not stop. He did not stop drinking. He was like, he not gonna stop. If that's what's gonna take him out, he'd rather just go out drinking. And that's exactly how he went out. He went out drinking because he is deceased as I speak right now. And I spoke on this subject because, just to see um Big CC drinking like that and coming on live, the way that she drinks is ridiculous. It is ridiculous to see a female, especially a female of her age, drink the way she do. I don't see how her family, I don't know, is her family talking to her and try to get her to stop drinking like that? Because that's not good. Because she had to be drinking like this for a long, long time. I don't think this is something new that she just started doing. That lady had to be drinking, I think, for some years, and more years. Because the way that she acts, it reminds me of how my stepdad used to act. Don't care what come out their mouth. They just ignorant to the fact. They do things and don't remember what they said or done the next day. She reminds me a lot of my stepdad. And that is so sad. Hey, LaWanda, how you doing? And Gloria, I don't know if I spoke to you, Gloria, but how you doing? I was talking about my stepdad, But now I'm talking about um Big Cece. She reminds me of my stepdad. She reminds me of the woman version of my stepdad, an alcoholic. The way that she behaves when she comes on live is ridiculous. I don't know her. I'm not bashing her, but the way that she act is ridiculous. I don't even see how her children will let her come on live and act the way that she do. They know that but I think maybe they are so used to her acting like this until they just don't really pay attention to the way that she act. Well, not don't pay attention, but just don't care because I believe if they do say something to her, she's gonna cuss them out. She probably will cuss them out. So they have probably learned not to say anything to her because it's really sad. It's really sad. And I know we was laughing about it by her putting on a what she say she gonna put on the bathing suit, the baby suit. I believe her. I really do believe that she will do that. When she get intoxicated, she probably will go put on a little baby suit because she's gonna be drunk. She's gonna be drunk. And if her children, family members let her do that on live, they need to be ashamed of themselves too. It's no way in this world I will let my mother, grandmother, auntie, even sisters come on live and act the way that she do. Let's see, Teresa said, I agree with you. It's sad to watch a woman of her big age act the way she does. It seems as if she has no self to live. You're right. It's like it's like she don't have any morals. It's like she don't. It's sad. It's like she don't. It's she has some deep rooted stuff built up in her. Deep rooted stuff built up in her that maybe she never was able to express, you know, to her parents or something because the way that she acts is really out of control. The cussing, I mean, the way that she cursed, it's sad. It's sad, and then I know a lot of her drinking probably do come because her husband, Botos, probably is about to go to prison. So she probably got that, that she's dealing with because the way that she act, it's ridiculous. I've never seen a woman, a older woman, get on live and act the way that she do. Because I tell you, I wouldn't dare. If my mother was like that, it's no way in the world we would let her come on live acting a fool. We'll take that phone. She'll cuss us out, but I would not care. It's no way. That's embarrassing. Let's see. Let's see. Teresa said, "Who we praying for?" Yeah, I knew what you was talking about, Teresa. Yeah, I knew what you was talking about. I know you meant self love. Okay. Oh yes, life with Patricia Stephen. Yes, we are praying for you too. I'm praying for you too. Everybody, we could put up some praying hands for life of Patricia Stevens. Yes. But like I was saying, it's really, really sad. And I wanted to just come out here and just talk about it because she needs to be ashamed of herself. Um, the way that she act, the way that she talks, the way that she gets up there and be, I guess, modeling in um her little city trend outfits. It's really sad thinking she looked good. It's sad, and her daughter, letting letting it go by like it's funny or something. But they need to stop. They need to stop. That lady needs to be ashamed of herself. My mother will never. My grandparents, if they still was alive, would never. It's an embarrassment. It really is. That lady needs some self control. Self control. Whatever that is that she be drinking, they need to stop her from drinking. Because if she drinks like that, I know her insides ain't no good. They talking about they want to talk about other people sicknesses and everything. That lady ain't got no room to talk. She needs to sit her tail down somewhere and be a mother and a grandmother and an auntie. That's embarrassing. There's no way in the world. I don't see how these people, no money can make me act the way that they do. Ain't that much money in the world to make me come on live and act the way that they do. And I'm so glad that, you know, I'm with the right people on the right side, because all this evilness that they be talking and talking about people's kids and I don't see how they do it. I don't see how they do it. That's evilness. That is purely evilness. And they're going to have to pay for all of that on Judgment Day. You trust and believe. They come on here with the lies, try to be little people. They're going to pay for it. They're most certainly going to pay for it. Yes, Gloria, she is. She's too old. And me personally, I still don't even see her being no 68. That lady don't look 68 or 69. She looks older. My mom and auntie is older than her, and they don't even look it. That lady I don't think she's telling the truth by her age. It's no way she's 68. I just don't see it. I mean, mm-mm. I mean, she don't look 68. She look older, but her mind and the way that she don't act her age. She act like a much younger person. That's why I don't understand it. And maybe it's not for me to understand, but she needs to stop. Right. And they don't want nobody else to talk about her and her people and all that. But they could get on here and try to bash Roz and her family. Talk about Brittany and her family. Talk about Glam and her family. They need to stop. Hey Kitty Lover, how you doing? I'm on here just chit chat and just want to talk and hold a good well, I hope my conversation is pretty good. I'm talking about alcoholics, and I was raised in a household with my stepdaddy being an alcoholic, and it's just crazy to see that this woman, Big Cece, that's what I'm gonna call her, Big Cece, coming on here and drinking the way that she's drinking, acting the way that she act, saying anything out her mouth. I mean, first of all, that's not ladylike. It's not ladylike at all. Talking about what she said, her the thong's gonna be in the crack of her, you know what, and I mean, she is awful. Her mouth is terrible. And then her daughter want to get on here and talk about celebrity. Oh, my mother is a celebrity. That's why everybody want to come after her. Girl, your mother is not a celebrity. She is not a celebrity. Kitty Lover said, I grew up in a house with an alcoholic too. It was awful. Kitty Lover, okay, we can relate. Me and you can relate, Kitty Lover. It is no joke growing up in a house with an alcoholic. When I tell you my mother and my stepdad, used to be added. I mean, it was crazy. And like I said, it wasn't during the week. It starts on Friday when he get off of work, all the way up to Sunday evening because he got to go back to work that Monday. But if it's like the holidays, it's on. Friday afternoons, Saturdays, and half of Sundays, it was on. He was about to start acting up. And Kitty Lover, we had a bar. He had the nerve to go by a big bar. I mean, it wasn't like no little, I mean, the bar was big. And I mean, they had every kind of alcoholic beverage you want. And then let me make y'all laugh. He had a best friend, right? And the best friend, he had to be crazy because ain't no way I would take that abuse from him. Friend or not, he wouldn't be my friend no more. He used to invite his best friend to the house. When both of them get drunk, he used to kick. I don't forgot that man's name. I want to say his name was like Sylvester or something. He used to kick Mr. Sylvester out. I mean, literally kick him out, kick him down the stairs and out the front door and tell him don't come back to the house. And that man would come to the house every weekend and he would kick him out every weekend. I'm like, ain't no way in this world, ain't no way in this world I'll be his friend. Getting beat up every time you come to the house? Mm-mm. The kitty lover said, oh no, my dad drank at our family bar from 10 a.m. until, until midnight. Yes, Gloria Wiley said, yes, I got a whole story on drinking. Wow. Dorothy Vaughn said, hey, Small Talk. Hey, Dorothy. Hey, Tips. Yes, my stepdaddy didn't drink every day, thank God. Because, honey, if he would have drunk every day, ooh, it would have been terrible. But no, he was a functioning alcoholic. He'll just drink, like I said, starting that Friday all the way to that Sunday. And when holidays come, he really go to town. And guess what? Guess what now? He would, when he not drinking, he the quietest person. I mean, quiet as a mouse. A mouse. You wouldn't hear nothing from him when he's not drinking. But time he get that drink in him, that's it. Kitty Lever said, my childhood up until 17, he was a drunk. Same here, Kitty Lever. He drunk up until the day he passed away. And the doctors them told him if he did not stop drinking, because his liver was bad, and they told him if he did not stop drinking, that was going to be the death of him. And you know what he said? Well, it just got to be the death of him because he's not going to stop drinking. And he sure didn't. And that was the death of him. Well, and you know what? Like, okay, his family, some people, when they throw parties, I mean, they throw a party. It's a bunch of alcoholics in their family too. Because some people be drinking and carrying on. So, yeah, he come from a family of alcoholics. Okay, Kitty Lever said, my favorite aunt died from scoliosis um, of the liver. I can't pronounce the word. Of the liver, but I know what you're talking about in 2005. And her baby boy died from the same thing. Wow, my favorite cousin, that's brother. Wow, I am so sorry to hear that. I am so sorry to hear that. And that's why people don't know the seriousness of it. It will mess up your insides. It will mess up your liver. Um, my kid's dad brother, He's going through the same thing right now. He's an alcoholic. And they told him if you don't stop drinking, that, that's going to be the death of him. And he tried to stop. He really did try to stop, but he done started back doing it. And what it did to him, it gave him the shake. Have anybody ever seen an alcoholic shake real bad? It's like he have the shake. It. I was like, what is wrong with him? And so my kids, he was like, that come for him drinking drinking liquor and beer and all that stuff. He has the shakes, and he shakes really bad. He never said, hey, Linda Bass, OMG, this talk to text. Yes, right. Process of delivery, right. Yes, it's no joke. People have to, it's like, I remember he said one time, if he stopped drinking, that's when he gonna, pass away if he stopped the drinking. So he gonna drink up to the day that he died. And like I said, that's what he did. He drunk to the day that he passed away. And the same thing is going on with my kid's uncle. Like I say, he shakes really bad. He came one day, the last time I saw him, and he came and gave me and I mean the scent of liquor, alcohol was like, you could just smell it. It is, ooh, you could just smell it. I was like, I can't hug him no more because that scent was on me for 2 days. I bathed so many times trying to get that scent off of me. When he had hugged me that day, my kids laughed at me to my mama, you need to stop. I was like, for real. I cannot stand that alcohol, that smell, and a person that smoke, that smell just be seem like it be on you. Let's see. She never said yes, mine too. I said yes. 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 So I feel for anybody, that is going through being around an alcoholic, or anyone that is married, or a spouse, or even someone in their family that is experiencing being around, and I mean a true alcoholic, where it's getting the best of them, because it was no fun growing up in a household with an alcoholic. And then on top of that, you get a bar, and the bar got every kind of alcohol beverages there is under it. It was just, and like I said, I used to cry and say, I'm not gonna marry or get with anyone that is an alcoholic. That's why when I date, that's one of the first things I be looking for. If you are alcoholic, I'm not gonna be with you. I'm not gonna be with you. It's a no for me. Just Kitty Level say I grew up in a bar. Our family had two bars. Ooh, through my Kitty Level, y'all had two. Oh my God! If we would have had two bars, and my honey, I just can't see. Ooh, that one bar, he used to act like a fool, like a plum fool, but was a good man. He was a good provider. You know, I mean, a really good man is just when he was drunk and a cuss anybody out. It was my mama used to be so ashamed. She'd be like, Lord, Papa, he went in that store and he cussed that man out. I used to be like, Lord. And Mom, I used to be like, Mama, don't go nowhere with him, because when he drunk, he gonna cuss the people out. That's when I got older and was able to realize what was really going on. But like I say, him and my mom was together, I think, like 13 years. And one day, I think she just got fed up with him. But like I say, he was never the type that he was verbal abusive, but he wasn't physically. abuser. He did never did put his hands on her. He would just do all the cursing and stuff. And that's just as bad. But I'm just so glad that he never did put his hands on my mom. What Tips Real say, in my opinion, alcohol is worse than a drug. It is. It is. I said the same thing. Being an alcoholic, it's worse. It's bad. That's why I am so glad. Like when I was in my early 20s, I think I mentioned it on Glam Live. In my early 20s, I used to drink beer. But when I had my oldest daughter, I was like, Lord, I don't want to drink no more. And I stopped. I went cold turkey on it because I was like, my kids is not going to see me drinking and So I stopped drinking. It's real. Let me see. Kitty Level said, yes, my dad on one, and then my mom and dad open one. Wow. Goodness. So I bet they used to have a good time up in that bar. So Kitty Lover, they had a bar, like a lounge, like a club bar. Is that what they had, Kitty Lover? Tips, I promise it is. I often wonder how we weren't removed from the home. I have three siblings. I'm the oldest. He was a drunk, but he also, oh my gosh, beat my mother. Oh no, Kitty Lover. I am so sorry to hear that. I am truly sorry to hear that. And Teresa House said, I believe alcohol will unalive you quicker than any drug. Right. Yes, it is worse. Yes, I am so sorry to hear that. And that's why I think, we are so, me and my siblings and my mother was blessed that he did not abuse my mother and he did not abuse us, me and my sister or my brother or my baby sister. And I think, he didn't do that to us, abuse us. He didn't put his hands on us or anything. And I think that because like wherever I moved at, cause like I was my dad only child, so I was very spoiled. So when my mom moved, when we moved out of down to the house with my grandparents, my dad moved in an area where I was staying at. He always made sure that he was, close to wherever we moved at. Ooh, you said your mom and dad fought every weekend. Uh, your dad was an alcoholic, Gloria. He never said, yeah, my life up until 17 was hard, but I left home at 17 and been on my own ever since. I didn't leave sooner because I raised my siblings and was afraid to leave them. Kitty Lemon, you hit on a point. Let me tell you what happened. My older sister, started running away. My oldest sister became a runaway. And it was because she just didn't like um all the arguing and stuff and the verbal abuse and everything that was taking place in my household. And what she used to do, because me and my sister was so close, my older sister was so close, and we still are is close right now to this day. And I used to cry and beg her not to run away. And what she used to do, she used to call me on the phone and check on me to make sure that I was okay. And I used to be telling her, please come home. I want you to come home. Please come home. And she's like, no, she don't want to come back home because he was an alcoholic and she was tired of all the cursing and arguing and my mama throwing stuff at him because she mad at what he said and my household was my household was just a disaster from Friday all the way to Saturday. And my sister, she was tired of it and she used to run away. That's right, Kitty Lover. You're not a victim, you're a survivor. Yes. Linda Beth said, I have my sister-in-law now who is an alcoholic. She drank beer and liquor for 5 months and did not eat. Wow. Now she has alcoholic. Oh my God, dementia. Alcohol damaged her short-term memory and has, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. It really does a lot of damage to you. That's what I said when I first came on here. It does a lot of damage to your insides and your brain. It slows everything up. And it makes you forget. Because like when he used to get drunk and when he get back sober, he don't remember nothing he did. My mom used to be telling him, no, you did this, you did that. And he swept it down that he didn't do it because he didn't remember. Tim Sparrow said, Kitty Lover, yes, you definitely are. I've always seen your the strength in you through this app. I am so glad you know that you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised how many people grew up with alcoholic in their household. Even people that did drugs, your parents did drugs in your household. And it's sad. And I just thank God that, my mother was not an alcoholic. My mother did not do drugs. I just thank God it was my stepdad. And that's why I've never, like I said, I did my little drinking in my 20s and I never like smoked or anything because I was too scared because I didn't never want to like be the type of person that's sprung out on any kind of narcotics or alcohol. Nothing. Liquor, I don't want none of it. Every now and then I may drink my little Moscato because I do like Moscato, my wine. So every now and then I'll drink that, but I am just so cautious of what I drank because it does something to you. It really do. Y'all have to excuse my voice because I am still a little hoarse from everything that was going on with me being sick. King Level said, thank you, Tess. I learned how to cook at 10, do laundry. I took care of the kids, so it prepared me for life in a way. Yes, yes. And Kitty Level, you're a blessing. You're a blessing because you was able to be there for your other siblings, be there for everyone because of what was going on in your household. So you have a testimony. You have a testimony because the things that, like you said, you learned how to cook and do laundry. You was doing things that an adult should be doing. And therefore you had to step in and do it. So you are blessed. You are blessed and God know that you um God know that you did the best that you could do. And don't ever, ever look at it as a failure or anything like that because God will not put no more on us than we can bear. And I know it probably seemed a lot at the time, but you did a great job if you did that at the age of 10 years old. Yes, because like everybody used to say, everybody thought that I was the oldest and my sister was under me because I could have taken a lot more things than my oldest sister. It was a lot of things that she could not take. Like she couldn't take the arguing and fussing that was taking place in my house with my mom and stepdad, and that's why she ran away. So therefore, I had to be there for my brother and my baby sister. because my older sister ran away. So I had to be the one that would comfort them, and be there for them. And that's why now to this day, they still come to me for guidance. My brother and my baby sister still comes to me for guidance. And sometimes my older sister too. That's why a lot of people say I act like I'm the oldest, but I'm not the oldest. But I always act like I was because my oldest sister, she just wasn't there. And then to talk about more, to go a little deeper into things, my oldest sister, guess what? She became addicted to what, a crack. She did drugs. She got on crack. Um it was so upsetting, but thank goodness she's off of it now. She's been clean now for My sister's been clean now for what, 21 years? She's been clean for 21 years. So I am so happy because at the age of what, I'm going to say when she was, I'm going to say about 2021 is when I think she started doing crack. Because I think it was a lot of things that she was holding in. It was a lot of things she was holding in, and I guess she was never the type that expressed herself to people, and she went to drugs. Hey, Royalty Queen, how you doing? I'm on here just chit chatting and talking about how my stepdad was an alcoholic, and how it affected me and my siblings, and now I just told them that my older sister, she ran away from home, and she was she would always call and check up on me. And then she, at the age of either 20 or 21, she got on crack, and she's been off of drugs now for like 21 years now. So she went through treatment and everything, and even now to this day, she has like a support system team that she deals with, and they still there to uplift her when things get a little rough for her, and she thinks about going out and doing it again. She has someone that she could call and talk to. The only now, my older sister and my brother, it did something to them. But me and my baby sister, we was the two that did not wind up on any drugs or became an alcoholic, because my brother, he's an alcoholic. He's an alcoholic. He got it from his dad. I guess from seeing his daddy like this, like that all the time, he became an alcoholic. And my brother, we just be praying for him because he don't need to be drinking or doing any kind of drugs, because he has asthma bad. I mean, like, really bad. Let's see. Okay, let's say yes, Teresa. I'm so glad I didn't make such a horrific choice. I just had enough and wanted it to stop 3 years later. After I left, it did. My mother left and remarried a few years later. That was good, Kitty Lover. That's good. Like I said, some people, it's a choice. Growing up in a household, seeing it every day, your kids would some kids would pick up and do the same thing. And that's what happened to my sister and my brother. My sister went to crack, and my brother became an alcoholic. Now my brother is an alcoholic right now to this day. He still drinks really, really. My brother drinks really bad. He drinks really bad. He was just in the hospital, and I see you in the hospital. Came out stopped drinking for about a week or so, and I started back again. Let's see. Thank God your mother and siblings left. Yes. Kitty Lover, you have a testimony. Because that was a lot. That was a lot, Kitty Lover. And it's good, to get things out in the open and talk about certain things. That's what and that's what I do. I try not to hold nothing in. I try to just talk things out because I don't like to hold things in because when I hold things in, I catch a headache. I catch a real bad headache and I have to because I have to get it off my chest. I just can't hold stuff and I can't let things in me, build up in me because like I said, my head is gonna hurt. So I always was very vocal as far as expressing myself. Always was like that as a child. And I'm still like that right now to this day. I have to express myself. Kitty Lover said, "Hey, Sabrina." She said, Kitty Lover said, "I went to therapy. I have no problem talking about it because I can't keep it in. I did that. Good, good. That's what I was just saying. It's not good to keep it in because if you keep all that built up inside of you, it's gonna take a toll on your body. It's gonna take a toll on your body, and that's what I always tell my children: express yourself, talk about it. If you don't feel like talking about it to me, go to someone else and talk about it. So, because to have things built up in you is not good at all. It's not. And I know a lot of people say, I don't want to tell my problems to nobody or whatever. Okay, if you don't want to go to a therapist, go seek help. Therefore, you know your business won't get out, to everyone. Go to someone professional and get help. But to hold stuff in, it's not good. Yes, Kitty Lover. I'm glad Kitty Lover went to get help because to have that built up inside, that is something. He said, yes, yes. He had 6 bullets in an old white tin lunchbox, and one night sat there and lined them up and said there was one for, oh my gosh, I didn't want him to do it, so I figured I would get, wow, that is so sad. Let me tell you, that's how you never know what people be going through in their household. You never know what people be going through in their household. Just, what you just said, that remind me of um when I was working with this certain child because I worked in the school system for a long time. And the little boy daddy used to come pick him up every day. Every day for school. The mama bring him in the morning and the daddy picks him up in the afternoon. So the daddy came for the little boy that evening to pick him up. And the daddy was on a bicycle and took him back home on his bicycle on the handlebar. So so the next morning, because it was another sibling that went to the daycare, the next morning, the supervisor came in and said that the man committed suicide. He was on drugs. So I don't think he was an alcoholic. I think he was on drugs. Then he went into the the little storage house and shot himself. Now, you wouldn't have never thought nothing was going on in their family bad. You wouldn't have never thought. I mean, it took us as a surprise because we just thought that they family was like a A1 family. But they had so much problems in their family in their household nobody knew about. Because like the sister said, they had no idea that he was abusive to his wife and to the children. And and he killed himself. And he said he was going to kill the kids and stuff too. But I guess he decided not to kill the kids and his wife and just killed himself. These people, you just don't know. That's why you never, like I keep saying, you never know what goes on in a person's household. Just what I say, I haven't always been vocal, not at all, to be honest. After becoming sober, I decided to tell my story on my channel, and at first YouTube was there. Yes, I remember, and I know y'all felt so much better when y'all told y'all story, because just to get that out, it was like probably like a big old lift off of your body, just to even get it out, to even talk about it. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. You're so right. No one knows what's going on behind closed doors. Everyone loved my dad. Right. And that's what I'm saying. You never ever know. And that's why it's just surprising to know, the things that be going on. I had a good friend. Well, I have a good friend, and she was in a domestic um violent, situation in her household. I don't think a lot of people knew about it. And her kid's daddy, he was on he was on drugs. He was on drugs. So she started opening up to me, and she said one day when she came home, her and the kids walked in the house and she heard like a big boom sound. So she was like, "What is that noise?" That crazy man was in her attic hiding from them to see to what she bring men home when he not there. It was in the attic. Just crazy in the head. Just crazy in the head. Then what really did it, well, no, this is not what really did, but one day I came to her house because I had to pass her house and to get to my house. So I said, well, let me stop by her house just to check on her. So I rung the doorbell. So she came to the door, and he was right behind her. And I was like, what's that smell? I said, I smell something. I said, it smell like gasoline or charcoal. I said, I smell like fumes. I said, what does that smell? So she was like, oh, nothing. It's nothing. And he was behind her the whole time while she's talking to me. And she was like, oh, we fine. We fine. You can go home. I'll call you later. And so I was like, okay, so I left. So he must be got scared and left the house, because she called me on the phone and she said, oh, she said, I thank you so much. She said, nobody but God sent you to my house. This fool had done poured lighter fluid, on her and was about to set her on fire. And that's when I rung the doorbell and it scared them, and they came to the door, and that's why I smelled it so fast. See, he thought I knew what was going on, but I didn't. The only thing I knew was I smelled the smell. It was so strong. But he thought I was gonna call the police to go to her house. But like I said, I was not even thinking about that. I really wasn't. And I guess I'm so glad that it stopped, that he did not set her on fire. He was about to set her on fire, and he hauled tail out the house and left. But then that wasn't it. What made her really leave him, because she was scared of him. She was scared of him. So this fool beat that girl up one night, left her for dead on her front porch. The kids must be woke up and saw their mama on the front porch, bloody up, and the oldest daughter called 911. And that's the ambulance and police, everybody, and they took her to the hospital, and that's when I had got the news that she was in the hospital. He beat her up real bad. So she went to a battered shelter, and they did not get back together ever since. And I was so happy, and so was she. She was so happy. Years later, she remarried, and now she's doing excellent. We talk time to time. She is doing so good right about now. But you just got to be, like I said, you don't know what be going on in people's household. Kitty Level said, I was so ashamed and embarrassed of my life for a long time. I blame myself. It took some time. Right. And and you didn't have nothing to do with it. But as a child, you just did not know. You didn't have a thing to do with what was going on. Hey, J. Gill, I didn't see you. How you doing? Yeah, I hope y'all enjoying the conversation. I didn't even realize that I've been on here an hour or so. I was like, I wanted to talk about this subject today. Just seeing how, Big Cece, that big pink pig over there, the way she act, is a disgrace. And I could only imagine what her children went through growing up, in a household. Because I'm quite sure her Big CC and her husband, I know they've been doing this for years and years and years. Probably ever since her kids was little, they've been doing this. I can only imagine how their household was. And for it seemed like the daughter, she's still pretending, like her mama is doing the right thing, where she's not. And I know she needs to be embarrassed. That much, she needs to be embarrassed the way that she acts. Teresa said, okay, let's say right. They both said if I wasn't born, then they wouldn't be married. What? You got to be kidding. That is, oh, mm-mm-mm. Let's see. Let's see. Jay Gill said, I hope I didn't miss. Okay, he just speaking. Yeah. Teresa said, Kitty Level said, I can't watch her too long. Her behavior is gross. My dad was as bad as her. He just wasn't a social media. Right, right. And that's how my stepdad used to say some awful things out of his mouth. He used to say some awful things. And my mom used to be like, she'll tell us, she'd say, y'all just go in the room, go in the room. But I was always the nosy type. So when she's telling us to go in the room and sit down and look at TV, I'm trying to hear what he's saying because I was nosy. I wanted to know what was going on. I wanted to know what was going on. And like I said, for the people that's just getting in here, my my um my sister, she eventually started running away from home. She started running away from home. She got mixed up and started doing crack, and it just went like downhill for her as the years went on. But thank God, now she has been sober for 21 years. And sometimes she'll start talking crazy, like she want to go back, and out there doing drugs or whatever again. But I'm glad she have a support team with her, with our family and the program that she's on. Your sister was nosy too. Okay, that was me. I was nosy. I wanted to know what was being said. Then I would crack the door to see what was going on. I needed to know. I needed to know. That's what my friends used to teach me. Like, girl, you're gonna work for the news channel when you get older. I was always a nosy child. Let's see, J. Gill. Where you going at, J. Gill? Let's see what J. Gill talking. Yes, I tell you, I was that nosy child. Yes, just drive safe, J. Gill. With tips on that one. Okay, let me say, Teresa, me too. I was so scared to have my first son. I didn't want to ruin him. I worked hard to be the best mom I could be. I'm so proud of my sons. Exactly. Y'all, excuse me. Let me drink some of my ginger ale. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm drinking some of my ginger ale. My darn throat getting dry. Let's see. Yes, and that's what I used to say. I used to cry. I used to cry and say, I'm not going to take my kids through what I'm going through. And I meant that. I meant every bit of it. I did not take my kids through and they dad being an alcoholic, being on drugs. I was not going for that. So I'm in agreement with you. He said, I would put the kids in the room and she would always come out to see what was happening. Yep, that was me. I was going to find out what was going on. My mama used to be like, girl, close that room door and find something on TV. And TV to watch. I used to tell them, I used to be like, turn the TV down so I can hear what they say. I'm still nosy like that right now to this day. I want to know what's going on. History say, yes, Kitty Lover, all the love you wanted, you pour into your babies. That's right. That's right, Kitty Lover. Because guess what? You said you was not going to let your kids see any of that kind of behavior or whatever like that. And I don't blame you. That's how I was. I refused for my two girls to be have been brought up in a house with me and their father fighting and arguing. Then when me and their dad, when we did get into it, I always made sure that my kids wasn't nowhere around me, because I was like I always just it would take me back, to where I had to grow up and my stepdaddy acting a fool and my mama and him getting into it because my mama cussing him out and he cussing my mama out. And he drunk as a skunk, and my mama pouring the liquor out. It was a time. I was so happy when my mother finally did get, rid of him. He had to go. And my grandparent and my auntie and them was like, they didn't know what took my mama so long to get rid of him. But she did, and we was happy. Say, Kid Level said, I raised my boys alone. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. And that I know that's a great feeling that you did this by yourself. By yourself, and especially with everything you had to go through, that you are a blessing. That is wonderful. And Teresa said, none of us are perfect parents. We do the best we could to love and lead. You so right. You are absolutely right. Nobody in this world is perfect. Nobody in this world is perfect. But we try to do what's right. Everyone's going to make mistakes in life. People make mistakes, but you have to learn. You have to learn from your mistakes. You can't just keep going out there doing the same mistake over and over and over, and you don't learn from it. You know, and nobody's perfect, and everything happens for a reason. That's my favorite quote. Everything happens for a reason. And that's good where you could just come out and talk about it and don't keep it ball up in the inside. because I think that's how a lot of people, you know, get depressed and just shut down because they never ever talked about the things that bothered them as a child and even as an adult. You have to talk about it. Let me see. Kitty Lover said he was Kitty Lover said he was not a heavy drinker, but I hated alcohol so much there was no separation for me. 3 or 5, you're still drinking. No way are you going to do that to my baby. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't. That's why I even my kids being adult children now, I talk to them and I be like, look, um, be careful when y'all going out drinking. Know your limit. Don't make it a habit. Because first of all, it's not ladylike to be drunk as a skunk. I said, know how to handle your liquor. I just try to talk to my children, especially the things that I've seen, growing up as a child. This Teresa House said, wow, Kitty Lover, you were determined for your babies not to go through what you went through. Right. And she was. Because who wanted, I mean, you don't want to put your kids through the things that you went through. You learn from that. And that's what I said. I always said, when I get older, I'm not going to have no fussing or fighting in my house around my children. And I meant that. I wasn't going to have it. And I did not have it. And when I got ready to tell my kids daddy by his behind, I made sure that my kids was nowhere around when I got ready to tell him off. Because it did something to me a little bit. And I don't want my kids to be thinking about, oh, my mom and my daddy gonna be fighting and fussing and arguing today. No. Mm-mm. My kids never thought me and their daddy used to argue and fight because we never did it in front of them. I just used to cuss and still out when they wasn't around. I used to get them when they wasn't around. Let me think it's sad because they choose the alcohol and is only 55 and was told he has less than 6 months. It's sad, but I knew, wow. And he still was drinking. That's terrible, Kitty Lover. Exactly, girl. You will not traumatize my baby. Exactly. You won't traumatize my kids. You will not. And a lot of kids, they be traumatized. Seeing you drunk as a skunk, you fighting with the mom, the daddy, and that's too much for a child to go through. And I think that's what a lot of kids, go to acting out about because what's taking place in the household. Seeing mama and daddy argue, fight, seeing daddy drunk, even sometimes seeing mama drunk. He's still and still drinking to this day. But I tell you, that's how my kid's uncle, a daddy brother, he's still drinking. They done told him to stop drinking or that's gonna be the death of him. But he don't care. He said he don't care, he gonna drink. And like I said, did he drank so bad he shake. Like his hands, he's shaking real bad. And they said that because of the alcohol, it made him do that. Killer said, yes, I didn't go through what I did. I may have stayed. Yeah, yeah. If you didn't have to go through what you did, you probably would have stayed. But that is devastating. It's devastating, and like I say, you never know what people be going through. You just don't know, and that's why it's something. It's good sometimes to Tell people, nice things, because you never know, you could be making somebody's day. You could be making somebody's day by just saying, Jesus love you, God love you, you look beautiful. Try to tell people something positive in a day, because you could be making that person day. Like the song goes, better sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around mine. That is so true. So true. Wow, Teresa, wow, Kitty lover. Alcohol can be so addictive. Sad to say, you have to have a strong mind and a strong will to get through the addiction. Right, and you do. You do, because like I said, my sister was addicted to crack, and we just did not know. I mean, and we finally, but when enough is enough, she came in and told us to take her somewhere to get help. And we took her to get help because she was at her lowest. She had nothing. My older sister had nothing. Nothing. And she did not look like a crackhead. My sister's weight was still the same. She still dressed nice, still wore her makeup, still had her hair looking good. She was a crackhead. She was a nice looking crackhead. People really didn't even know she was one because she kept herself up. And like I said, she was at her lowest. And that's when she came and told us to take her to get help out of out of the state where we at. She wanted to leave and go somewhere else to get help, but she won't know nobody or anything. And she did. She got the right help. Came back home. She got her children back because my mom raised her 4 children, and I helped my mom raise her 4 children because she was on drugs. And right now to this day, my niece and nephews love me like I'm their mother, because I raised them. My mother had custody over them, but I helped my mom so much because at that time I didn't have any children or anything, so I was able to help. And then when I had my one daughter, I still was able to help my mom with them because that was a lot. 4 children my mother had to take on her grandchildren because my sister was on drugs, because we was not letting them go, to the state. We was not, my mom, we couldn't do it. So my mom took all 4 of my niece and my nephews, and she raised them. And when my sister got off of the drugs, that's when she got off of the drugs, she got her children back, but they were so used to being around my mom, it didn't work out. Now the daughter tried to make it, my niece tried to make it work out with her, but it still it was so shaky until she wound up, I guess acting out a little bit because her mom wasn't never really there for her. So yeah, it's being on drugs. It's terrible, and being an alcoholic is worse. Let's see. Kitty Level said, Teresa, to me was normal. Everyone drank in my family. I didn't know better until I went somewhere else and saw that it was not like my family. Right. You saw the difference. You saw the difference, especially when you see that, like my stepdaddy side of the family. Them people, when they throw parties, I mean, they have all the liquor. They throw a party. It's different. So when you go somewhere else and you see how they throw their party, you be like, okay, well that's not how you're supposed to act. You just be surprised. She never said, let's see, Gloria Wiley said, I think that's what Big Cece is going through. Should have left long time ago. Right. That lady should have left a long time ago because I don't know who did what first, but the way that she drank, it is not good. Because like I say, she don't even look 68. That alcohol got her looking more like 78. Ain't no way that lady's 68. But drinking like that does that look, it would make you look bad. And I think that's what's going on with her. My mother looked younger than her and my auntie. I couldn't believe it when they said that she was 68. When she said she was 68 years old, let's say my dad, mom had 8 children, and my pop was a drinker. I don't know how she managed. Ooh, 8 children. Wait a minute. My dad, mom had 8 children, and my pop was a drinker. Ooh, ooh, wow. That's a lot. Of course, Teresa, of course, 11. It was all you knew. Thank God you learned it wasn't the mom. Right. That was all you knew. Like I said with my stepdad side of family, people, like I said, they used to drink, party, party, party. I mean, everybody drunk, he out there smoking. I mean, just a whole different vibe. They used to say I act like it's like telling my mama what she's staying in the car. She act like she's what they used to say I act sedity. I told my mama they can say whatever they want to say. I'm not about to get out my car and go around all of that right there. No, mm. Uh-uh. Let's see. Can y'all still hear me? Because I missed and mashed the wrong button. Can y'all still hear me? Somebody just let me know. Put a 1 and say yes if you can still hear me. Can y'all still hear me talking? I missed and mashed the wrong button. I think I'm still on here though. I think my mic moving. It said yes, my dad. Okay, great. All right. Thank you. Thank you, y'all. I was just making sure because this thing is so sensitive, and if I just rub my hand across it, it'll take me on out. Right, she do. You're right, Gloria, she do. That lady don't look no 68. She looks older. She look like she could be around my mama and auntie age. I just, that alcohol did her bad. It did her bad. She need to stop. Uh, um, mm, Teresa said, thank God he isn't drinking anymore. How is your relationship with him? If you don't mind me asking. Teresa, if you're talking about my stepdad, he's deceased. My stepdad is deceased. He, after he had went and they told him about his liver and everything, that if he don't stop the drinking, he didn't have that much time to live because the alcohol was tearing his insides up. So he didn't stop drinking, and even in the hospital, he was still wanting to bring him something to drink out to the hospital. No. Oh, you were speaking to Kitty Lover. Okay. You were speaking to Kitty Lover. I was gonna say my stepdad, he's gone. He been gone. Okay, let's see. I forgive him, but he isn't able to forget. Okay. Because it's gonna be hard. He doing all that, yeah, it's gonna be hard for him to forgive himself. He gonna have to repent. I mean, he really gonna have to repent. I really do. I enjoyed this conversation. I was very hesitant about talking about this. But just thinking about Big CC, it just brought back memories on how my stepdad used to drink. And I was like, I'm just gonna come on here and I'm just gonna talk about, how alcoholism played a great part in my life as being a child because my stepdaddy was an alcoholic Monday through I mean Friday through Sunday. But on during the weekday he was fine because he had to go to work. So he knew that, he couldn't be drunk. So, my heart goes out to people that had to experience it and still are experiencing it because it's nothing, you know, to be playing with. This is serious. And the big Cece is taking her children still through the being drunk and the husband being drunk and doing God knows what else. It's a shame. It's sad with being a big grown age still out here acting the way they do. But as long as that big greasy pig talk about y'all, talk about Glam and Roz and Brittany, roast her big tail until y'all can't roast her no more because she needs to stop. She needs to stop. So I love it. I love it when they be getting because she has to have some kind of self control over herself and over her mouth. So, like I said, I'm about to end my life. I enjoyed everyone, and I'm glad that you all came on my live to hear me chit chat today about growing up in a house with my stepdad, with him being an alcoholic. So, I will see you guys in someone else chat, or like I said, I'm gonna have to keep my promise. I'm gonna try to start coming live more. I'm gonna start showing myself more. I just got to get over my little fear of coming on live and speaking. I got to get used to this. So just give me some time and I'm going to get better. I'm going to come with great topics because I love this so much that YouTube has given us a platform to express ourselves on and also take up for ourselves because there's a lot of bullies on these YouTube streets and I love being on the right side. The right side is the best side. Raw Squad is the squad to be in. And I love each and every one of you all. And especially the ones that's in my chat now. I thank y'all. And y'all continue to have a great, wonderful, super Saturday. Until then, bye bye, everyone.